Hello. Today I'm making some candles and I was playing around with the Cricut, making some little tags. I'm not sure if I like them. I made some cannabis candles and they're very cute. I put them in the, I'm not going to use that. I have a few, like tripods and I don't know what that one's called. It's a phone holder thingamajiggy. And so today I'm making some candles. I'm just hanging out. Hopefully maybe some people will come in and talk with me. That would be nice. It's a little chilly here tonight, so this is what somebody went on one of my shorts, right? And they said, "Why do you sound like you're crying? Are you okay?" And I'm not crying. I'm okay. I'm definitely not crying. It's just how I sound. I'm not crying, but I kind of feel like crying today. I'm really depressed. Alright, so, I'm not depressed, but I got a lot going on. Whatever. I'll be alright. There we go. Okay. So, alrighty. Look at this over here. I should have had this set up, but I got a little, caught up in cutting paper and playing with my Cricut thing that I looked at my clock. I looked at the time and I was like, oh my goodness, it's time to go live because I scheduled it. And I literally looked at the time. It was 9:15. Sometimes time can really pass quickly. So, all right. So what did I do? I made some cannabis flower. Oh, I love it. Cannabis flower mushrooms. And these are only about four ounces. And it has a resin top. And then I have, I did two of those. And I have two that are just concrete. I also made some dust covers for them. Just, the dust covers are really for me, so I know. Oh, the lighting. Hold on, I have more lights I gotta turn on. The dust covers are really for me to just brand it and get our name on it and also put the type of candle that's on it. So because it is cannabis flower, I figured I'd make some cute little cannabis flower moon with a little leaf. I don't know how I'm gonna place those on there. I made a little tag hoop for it. So probably when I wrap it in my honeycomb wrap, I'll use a piece of jute twine. Like this. I think I might make the same wax melts. It's a little extra, but it's cute. Maybe, yeah, when I wrap it. So there's that. Did that. Yeah, I was gonna make some more. Hopefully somebody will come in and hang out with me. Hang on. Okay. I wanted to fix my shorts. So that's where I'm at. That's it. And yeah. Yep, that's where I'm at. Um, I have a wood wick on this one, so I'm gonna just trim it. I might have overfilled it a little. That one might be mine. Yeah, I think this one is mine. I need to test it. Maybe that's what I should do now. Make it cannabis. Oh, another thing I wanted to show. I think I'm gonna make one of these actually. But I did this table over because it was really like just a workbench. It's a good workbench. My husband made it. It's nice and level. It's good for pouring concrete and candles and doing whatever. But the top was, it's a sheet of wood. So it was painted and we've gotten things on it and it just looked really, beat up. And then when I would film on it, it looked extra messy. So I decided, since I had resin left over, I would just use it for this. And it came out so beautiful. I'm so proud of myself. But I had the resin because I was working on a project before I left 2 years ago. And when I came back in May, it turns out somebody threw the tabletop that's on my Instagram. I filled it with resin, Herkimer diamonds, crystals, and my husband threw it out. He didn't think I was ever going to finish it. And while I was home, I was like, hey, where is it? And he told me. So I used it for this. And this really, I can't believe I made this, honestly. Because I've made beautiful desks, but somehow, I don't know how, like you figure things out after you progressively work with a medium and resin. I worked with a lot of resin, considering big projects, not little like these. So anyway, real quick, I made a candle holder and I made a tray, and the tray is half concrete and half resin, but it's orgonite, kind of, with selenite in it, with clear quartz, and what else? Clear quartz and shungite rocks, and that's how it came out, and it's beautiful. So I had a Herkimer diamond, and I used a raw. I have quite a few of them, and I used it as a little like a handle. So what this does also, it's not just a candle holder, it's also a cleansing station for your crystals. You put this in the sun, you let the selenite charge, and this will charge and cleanse your crystals. This is what selenite normally looks like. Well, you could buy it in chips. I also have it in powder forms. I noticed the chips, like putting it into resin, it just breaks up. And it turns into the powder. They're pretty much the same. But this is a solid piece, and after a while, do not ever put this crystal in water. It will, like, dissolve. But I guess that's why it's fine in resin. But when you combine these things together, it makes orgone. It's with the copper, too, which is, it grounds. So, yeah, I made a couple big, large desks that were orgone. And there's a couple of my desks on TikTok, Instagram, and here on YouTube. There's a girl named Bahati Life that reads her cards on the desk that I made. But that was like the desk she has like is one of the first desks that I sold. So yeah, selenite. I have a weird feeling that like I'm not this vertical live material because I don't even see anybody coming in like once and just swipe it away like, hey, she's boring, like nothing. So this is some leftover oh, it's really good. It's called well, it has tonka and it has the cannabis flower and tonka where is it? Tonka and vetiver. But I also added some patchouli, and my daughter said it smells like a crystal shop. I love it. That's like a cool description of it. This is making me look weird. That's a little better, right? Okay, so I made my little tags. I'm gonna put these maid candles over there. That one's stuck. I used some good glue on this one. Not a good choice. Oh, I'm stuck with all these wires. That is so funny that this person said in my short that I sound like I'm crying. I am crying. I'm not. Wow. Okay. Let these dry over here. Oh my God, you can see my legs. Sorry. Maybe I should get closer. And fix my hair while I'm here. My gosh. There, that's better. I kind of just threw it up like that. Okay, that looks like a little bit better, right? There. Okay. So I don't know if I really like these little moons and weed stars, weed leaves, but why not? That side of my, that's where when I sold vintage, on that side of my downstairs, it's a basement. On that side of the room, I basically just stored everything I was restoring. And I just had like my upcoming projects and things I had to sell over there. And it was kind of like looked like a warehouse. And then I had over there, where there's now a big, there's a toolbox, there's a cart. That was where I did my photography. So if you look back, I'm doing photography of like whatever pieces I had when we moved here, because I operated out of another house for a long time. I'm actually going to tell some of that story tonight. Why not? Okay, so see, that's where I used to do pictures. So, like, in 2009, I started selling, hi, I don't mean to put you on the spot. Don't worry, I'm going to keep talking. So, like, in 2009, I started selling, like, random vintage, and I was, like, just thrifting and reselling. So I went to a thrift store, and they had a box of, like, these sewing patterns, and I was like, wow, these are cool. I like the drawings on them. My grandmother used to draw, like, women, like, their clothes. Like, she would just talk on the phone and doodle. So she had passed, like, the year before. So when I went to this thrift store and I found this box with these, like, vintage sewing patterns, I was like, wow, that reminds me of my grandmother. So I bought this box and I went home. And I was like, I felt like I ripped the church off. Like, when I went home and I started looking them up, I don't mean to have it like right on in the camera. I'm sorry. So when I went home and I started researching like every pattern, because I had a box like maybe of 100, maybe more. They were like, some of them, you know, the box, I maybe paid $15 for it. Like, as I was researching, I'm like, this box is worth like $1,000. You know, maybe like selling them individually. So I got like really into it and I started selling them, and Etsy was like new back then, and it like took off. And I didn't really know how to sew, but I was like actually learning how to sew. So that was like an extra layer why I was interested in these things. So yeah, I started selling patterns, sewing patterns. And it was fun, and I taught myself how to make dresses, and my daughter was little, and I'd make her dresses, and I just sold patterns. I sold patterns, but I couldn't always get them at thrift stores. So what I started doing was going on eBay, and I would buy lots that come from, sorry, my legs, that come from like, I don't know, estate sales. So they would like sell like a whole box. And some of them were duds, maybe worth like a couple of bucks. Some of them were worth a lot, and sometimes I'd buy a whole box because there was like a rare pattern in there. I would get a little caught up in the, because it's an auction, you know. So, yeah, sometimes I'd overspend. So it started out with that, and then like slowly I just started like thrifting like furniture and house stuff, and some of it's not always like in great condition, and you can't sell, you know. So I started to fix things up and restore things, and it went from there. But on the side, I started making the mushroom stools, and that happened like completely by chance. We had a tree in our driveway that was like going over the driveway, so the UPS guy couldn't get under it, so my husband chopped it down. And I just happened to like the wood. I was like, wow, that wood is really nice. And I imagined like making it into a mushroom stool. So it actually turned out the wood is called catalpa wood. And catalpa wood is kind of light. And it dries solid. It doesn't crack, because some wood like cracks. So like by chance, I got lucky. This tree we chopped down doesn't crack. I could dry it out, and I made like these mushroom stools out of it. But then I was worried because it's like a stump. Like, I didn't want to sell it. Like, I made it, and everybody's like immediately like, you should sell those. Those are cool. So, I didn't feel comfortable because they were like, you know, like they could wobble. People could fall over. So I didn't want to sell stools that people fell over on. So I like completely designed a stool around this prototype that was made out of a stump from a tree in my yard, and I made a base on it, and then I added like grass, but I actually make them without the grass base too. And I figured out a way to weight it properly so they don't tip over, and they're upstairs. I don't have any right here. The story gets longer. So yeah, I made those. I made so many. Like my first sale was to Lincoln Center in New York library. They were having a Alice in Wonderland like event, and I was like so inexperienced. Like really, I just put them up as like see if people would like them. And my first ones weren't horrible because I've seen them like years later. I'm like, I can't believe you still have that stool. You know, it was like one of my first stools. They lasted. They're probably still wandering around. But I was very inexperienced, and they paid me well. And I made this set for kids to play at this event, and the tables. People were like, hey, you know, I want the table. And the table was very hard for me in the beginning, and I got better. And I made a better stool, and my stool is like a perfect stool now. But yeah, I restored furniture, but so much happened, and I don't want to skip around too much. So in 2020, I was doing all that already on Etsy. I was selling furniture, shipping furniture all over through Etsy, and making these mushroom stools. So then the pandemic happens, and Etsy reaches out, and they're like, "Hey, we need help. People need masks." You know, and at first I was like, I don't know. That's like, I felt really weird. I'm like, because I actually already had made my family masks. So when they asked me, I had already thought about it. And I was like, I don't want to like take advantage. This is a horrible situation. But then I thought about it and spoke to my husband. He said, you know, people need them. You know, they're not comfortable going outside. This is like when the pandemic first happened. So I made a few masks, and I took pictures, and I put them up. Hang on. I have one right here, so. Oh my God, these were so thick. These were like my first masks too, right? So I made these masks. I put them up, and like, as soon as I put them up during the pandemic, it was like, cha-ching, cha-ching. Like to the point where we would get orders, and we're like, turn it off. Like, just take them down. We don't have, and we would make like 50 or 100 at a time and ship them. And we put like little instructions like how to put your mask on. It's so basic, right? But and then I started making them with filters because somebody from a college in California, they were doing tests. So they wanted me to test like all these fabrics. So yeah, there's like a nose thing in there. So my husband was home from work at the time for like a couple of months, and he and I would sew, and he would cut. We had a roller cutter. It was nuts. And that was pretty cool. But I already had an established gig on Etsy doing vintage and my mushroom stools. So we did these until we just didn't want to do them anymore, honestly, because it was daunting. It was really like I don't want to say sweatshop, but we would be up until like 3 in the morning working, getting up at like 8:30, because we just had like lots of orders that had to go out, and the mail system was like slow. So we were really trying to keep up, and we did. We totally did. There were a lot of people, like you could come on during that era when people needed masks, and people would come on and make a lot of money and not ship anything and just keep it. That's wrong. That's not cool. But we really worked hard for that mask money. It was nuts. It was crazy. So, so we moved here to this place, and when I moved here, like, I didn't just have like a little small business that developed during the pandemic. Like, it was something that developed before the pandemic, and it was doing good. So I thought it would stay doing good, but it did. But my husband got really sick, and I decided to just go get a job and it turned out to be a full-time job, but it wasn't. I thought it was part-time. And I literally just dropped my Etsy business. Like, that was it. I just stopped in 2022. Was it? Yeah. Yeah, it was the summer of 2022. And I just reopened, and I've been like experimenting with candles since January. Like, because I don't want a room. I have 2 stores with 5-star reputations. I'm rebranding the one, and I don't want to ruin what I built. So I put a lot into this already, and I'm trying really hard. And yeah, hang on. I want to put my mask back. My souvenir from the pandemic, Lord. Alright, so, yeah, I'm gonna make some candles. Let's make some candles. I'm gonna take these 2. These are cannabis and a little cute hippie mushroom. Everything with mushrooms. I have a little shelf over there where I'm putting all my stock that I'm gonna list. Which I'm gonna start listing tomorrow because I feel like I have a collection. I didn't want to like, list one candle. I want to have like a collection. So. Okay. Sorry for the silence. So yesterday I pulled this out. I think I said it earlier. I don't know if my viewer was here, but this work table is just a plain old. It's not a plain old work table. It's a very strong work table. My husband built it. Just for this wall. See, it's like wood with a wood top. But every time I filmed on it, like it just looked really like washed. It was just gray, and then I'm working with these concrete vessels, and it just really just looked gray. So I decided to do resin on top. So this is a new resin top. It's really nice. I like it. Hang on, I just want to clean up. Get some stuff out of the way. So I really like it. And actually another thing I like is this new scent. This cannabis stuff is great. Like it's exactly what my daughter described when I asked her. She said it smells like the Crystal Shop. And that, I almost want to name it the Crystal Shop. I don't know if people would get it, but it does. It smells like the Crystal Shop. Okay, let's make candles. Which ones are we going to make? We'll make a big one. Let's make some big ones. I don't know if I want to make these a wood wick or... Yeah, let's do wood. So I made these. Let me just make sure they're nice and solid and straight. I'm crazy about that one. I think I have another one. Okay, these are made out of concrete molds. I have a bunch of molds up there, and I have a bunch of pre-made molds that I'm filling. There was a piece of wax on there. But these are made out of concrete. It's waterproof concrete. It's very strong concrete. And I have all those vessels over there that I need to fill. I have a lot of mushrooms. And yeah, I got a lot of candles. Oh, and I have one that's already set up. I have this one set up. So I think I'm just going to use that one. This one. Get the scale. So what I'm doing are very small batch candles. So this is, I think these are, it's less, it's like a pound. I'm pretty sure it's a pound. So to make a candle like this, you're basically going to, whatever fits in your vessel, it's double. So if I fill this with soy, I don't want to give away how I'm mixing. I'm doing a mix of soy and beeswax blend. It's with coconut oil, and it's a really beautiful, clean burning candle. And it has the best of both worlds of the hardness, kind of hardness of beeswax, but not too hard and not too soft. It's a very nice candle. Let me grab one that's done and show you. This is our greenhouse candle. I have a dust cover on all of them with the name and the type of candle. Dust cover is not working. It's a very smooth. Oh, this is, they're all my favorites, I think. Now, greenhouse is my like definite favorite. It smells like a fragrant greenhouse. I like very like natural greeny smells, but it's a nice, I made a beautiful wax and it burns beautifully too. But I'm blending, so my husband says that I shouldn't give away how exactly I mix my concrete because we don't get a lot of bubbles. I notice a lot of videos, people are eyeballing it. We have a mixture, so, and I don't know if I really want to give up my mixture of my my wax blend, so. Well, it's not like I can even give, like, there's different, I use a little bit more of beeswax when I use, I have different blend for the wicks. So it's like not even a consistent recipe for every single vessel, you know, the smaller, bigger ones, so it all depends. But they say with the coconut oil, if you mix coconut oil with beeswax, it should be like a 30 to 70 ratio. Some people even go as far as half. I don't know, I haven't tried it. But, yeah. All right, so let's make candles. Let's turn this on. I gotta get this heated up. I just made some. I gotta get that cleaned out, actually. But I can get everything weighed up and ready to go. So, my little pot leaf, the little tags I made, that'll actually come in handy because I have to design some cannabis dust covers for this. This vessel does not have a top. It's the one of a few that does not have a top. So I'm definitely gonna have to design a dust cover for this one now because it's a new scent. And I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna come up with a poll for this one. Maybe I should just offer all blends in here, and I could kind of see what happens with this product. I gotta play around with this too. This is concrete with crystal cleanser charger with selenite and copper and quartz and whatever. I've been talking about it because I think it's really pretty. But my husband, I don't know, he doesn't like the concrete. He thinks I should just do all resin in the tray. I kind of like that mix because of the cat, you know, and the mix, so. Pretty. And that's a rough Herkimer diamond. I think I talked about that already. I don't know if you were here. I need a drink. Okay. So, I need to figure out what we're going to do here. Here it is. If you make anything, you should really save these like yogurt containers and clean them. They're great. I use them for resin because they're nice and smooth. They're easy to pour out of, and I get to reuse them a few times or a lot of times. I keep them clean. And they're good for like just having a container to measure in. I have proper measuring cups and stuff, but see, I really do. But I do. I like these. They're light and you could bend them like to pour things. Like they bend. They're great. I think they're awesome. And I'm recycling, kind of. All right. Let's get those wicks in. So if I didn't introduce myself, my name is Maggie. Ember and Luna is just a company name, but my name is Maggie. So for a bigger vessel like this, you could double wick these, and I think it works a little better for this size. Works definitely a lot better. So there's really no method to getting your thing centered. You just kind of gotta you just eyeball it. Oh, I almost stuck it down, like in the wrong place. I actually want them a little closer. It's a little quiet, right? Alexa, play some lo-fi music. Oh, I almost dropped it. And it almost like these are very sticky, so. There we go. Alexa, louder. All right. Oh, I just cracked that on accident moving it. Alexa, louder. Alexa, louder. Alright, we're all set up. Let me throw these out. Okay, normally if I'm using a wick, a cotton wick, I would use a pen to just kind of stick it down. Use like these double-sided things. Is that cool? It's so simple, but it works. Later. And a tool is, important tool is popsicle stick. Gotta love it. Especially after doing like upholstery and restoration. I spent so much money at Home Depot. My gosh. And Michael's or wherever I could get fabric. Supplies were a lot. So I could probably afford to be a silversmith. That's what I like really am interested in learning too. I want to make jewelry. Doesn't every eclectic artsy lady like big silver jewelry and like patchouli scented something? Just kidding. Maybe. And crystals. To even like waste that little bit of wax. I'm gonna throw it in one of my candles. That cannabis scent was delicious. So right now I'm just heating my container up that I make my wax in. I'm just wiping out, making sure there's nothing from the last batch in here. And I could use like an oil base, like vegetable oil, to kind of clean this wax too. Soy wax is water soluble, so it's easy to clean. But if you heat it and just keep wiping it out, it's usually pretty good. Hi. All right, here we go. No wax. There's no Crisco in there. It's all wiped out. I just, whatever that oil is, it's just used to like loosen the wax and get it all clean. Any kind of oils I put in are like organic or really fine essential oils, like the good stuff. That's the whole point, right? To have like a nice luxury candle that somebody made and put their energy into. Hey, if people bought mushroom stools, they'll buy a $30 candle, right? I made other stools too, like in an octopus table. I made like tons of art. People used to come and ask me for the oddest custom ideas, and I would think of ways to make it happen. It was fun. I did like a chair, like a life-size Mario with wood inside, like you could sit on it. That's not cool. I shouldn't have done that. But it wasn't like I copied. I made like an actual 3D upholstered model of something. Did quite a few. It was the mushrooms. They attracted all the Mario fans. Okay, let's do this. Well, we'll use this one to figure out how much this vessel holds. Maybe this time I'll remember. Like a nice filled candle. Let's try to put that in here so we don't make a mess and lose any. So this is going to be, these are 12 ounces. So this is going to be 24 ounces. It's going to be a huge batch. I did this the other day. I should have remembered. Okay. So. All right, I'm trying to do math. All right, let's do 12 ounces in here. Why did I do that? That's for, I have to wipe this off. This is for my coconut oil. Uh-oh, it looks like I need to, let's see. See, I just cracked it trying to like bend it. It's alright. That's why it's alright. Okay. Alright, I don't want to leave here. I don't have a sink nearby. It's about 15 feet away. So I'll just wipe it off. It's not a big deal. It's not like it's a foreign ingredient. We have soy in there. If you've never dealt with beeswax before, it smells so fragrant, believe it or not. It's a beautiful, fragrant, sweet, like honey-like smell. I love it. Pretty close. Exactly what I needed. popping everywhere. They're just little pellets, and then they melt down pretty quickly. Okay. Wait. My garbage is over there, sorry. Okay. Coconut oil. Can you see over here? There we go. And I have coconut oil in my hands. I might as well soak it up because I have hard-working hands. Okay. So we're gonna wait a few minutes. We're gonna check the temperature, and then I'm going to measure out my fragrance. This is over a pound, so it's a little bit much. It's going to be a little bit extra for this. What do you think? This one's vanilla. It's good. At first, I didn't think it smelled like anything, honestly. I was like, that's a light vanilla, but now, maybe that day I just like had weeks. I couldn't smell very well, but today it's, I haven't, well, rosemary essential oil smells like a Christmas tree, honestly. But rosemary is very helpful. It's antimicrobial. It's got very important properties. This is very sweet. This is cactus flower. And this is cannabis. And I add patchouli to it. And I don't want to mess with it because that's what I already started and that's what I want my cannabis to smell like. But I am tempted to add a little extra vanilla and tonka in there because there is some of that in the blend. But we're going to leave it because I want my products to be consistent. And I already like what I have. Oh, I moved everything. I moved everything around, and before the popsicle sticks were right there to my right. to be cleaned. Let's check our temp. Oh, let me show you what I'm doing instead of looking at me. So right now, we're just letting it get warm. Let's point it there where it's like already melted. So it's like 135 in the melted spots. And well, let's see what happens when I mix it around. Sometimes, you know, when you mix it around, it like distributes the heat. There's a lot in here. Well, probably not. I know there's candle makers that have like big vats. But you can make smaller like batches. A vat, certain vats, I mean, depending, a few gallons is still considered a smaller batch. Just the wax alone, because it's like the coconut oil. Soy doesn't really have a scent, but the beeswax already has this beautiful, light, sweet scent, like honey. But when you put the fragrances in, it doesn't overpower it. It doesn't, like, compete. Alright, I'm mixing it too much. What happens is you put these pellets in, it gets hot, and they kind of like mold together first. Before it melts, like it tends to like form together. Here, let me show you. Like, see how there's pellets there? Well, in the middle, there's like a big rock that just forms from all the pellets. And eventually that will just melt down pretty soon. It's pretty hot in here. It's 135 the last time I checked. Let's see. Let me just wipe that off. $135. Maybe I should put more water in the pan. But you don't want too much water, so when it starts boiling, it could splash on your wax, and that creates bubbles. You don't want water in your wax. See? It's a big, like an ice block. The opposite, it's hot though. It's like a waxberg. This here is like a big extra leftover piece of a greenhouse that I made the other day. I don't know why. I just don't want to waste it. These oils are kind of expensive, and you just don't want to waste your product, right? I'd rather keep that little piece of wax and make like some wax melts for my house, you know? So, like, if you have candles at home and they don't burn properly, or you have like a lot of wax at the end, people save it, and you could actually buy, like, these wicks are not a lot of money. You could actually recycle your candles in a microwave, well, I don't know. I would not microwave I can't talk. I wouldn't microwave wax, personally. I think it could be messy. It could pop. I don't know. This double boil method is very safe, and it's slow, and it doesn't ruin your wax. And when you overheat wax, when you're doing that, like this recycling your waxing, you're probably losing a lot of your fragrances. That's like burning it off in a way. So I think I'm tired. I can't really talk. So we're gonna pour it in there. And yeah. Alexa, lower. That music was a little. We're gonna put oils. And that's another little leftover. And my cannabis. And I think I overfilled that one. So that's gonna be mine. Happy mistakes. Let's see where we're at. It's getting there. Any minute now. $138. Okay, well, right now I could get the oil ready. So we won't waste time, right? I used cannabis in here, so it's okay. It's not gonna cross-contaminate like another scent. Oh, it's so good. I could see why they named this cannabis flower. It has like that peppery undertone of actual cannabis flower smell. Like the bud. There's sometimes like a peppery tone. Definitely captures that. But there's a nice sweet. Yeah, I smell weed. I love it. Very good. They nailed it. So I'm gonna wanna, like, this is a lot of oil for each one. It's about a ½ ounce. A little over a ½ ounce for each one of these vessels. And I'm only buying 4 ounces at a time, so I can't afford to put $50 yet, so I will. I know I will. And you do not want to put your fragrance in when it's super hot, because you don't want to cook your fragrance down before you burn your candle, right? So where's my stick? Everything's blending nice. And my big brick of wax just broke up. Good. We're almost there. Almost there. I'm sorry. I'm like looking at what I'm doing. Right now I'm just trying to get it to break down a little. It smells so good. Should I sign off? It's kind of late. And then maybe just like follow up with how it looks. But I feel like I didn't accomplish anything. All right. Oh yeah, we're almost there. Ten more degrees, almost. It's practically there. There's just these like few little balls of like, you know, formed wax together. So I do tell what my blend is. I just don't give exact measurements. So like look at that wax. It's a nice, it's hard, but it's still kind of creamy. And it's a nice wax. It really is. And it's beeswax, which naturally cleans air. It releases negative ions, and that releases into the air, and it captures like pollutants, and it brings it down, like down to the ground or to dust. And they say you could vacuum. It cleans your air. So yeah, I like it. And they're not like dirty candles, where they're not very dirty candles where you like have soot, and they're good for you. I feel like they're the best candles because I made them. Now, but I've researched different waxes, and I feel like this is a good blend. We'll see. We'll see what happens to my 5-star. Oh, somebody just liked my mushrooms. I just got a notification. But we'll see, right? We'll see what happens to my 5-star Etsy shop. This candle's gross. It stinks like cannabis. Imagine. I remember years ago I read somebody's like their feedback, and it said that their stuff it smelled like weed or something. Imagine somebody leaving feedback, something you sold them, and they're like, it smells like weed, and here I am now selling. That never happened to me, but like I've seen it happen. Not to me, thank God. But here I am making things that purposely smell like weed. How funny. Okay, it's ready. Let's turn this thing off. Let's get this out of the way. And, wax on here. And I noticed that this table's great. It wipes down easy, but because there are little dots in the pattern, like my little dots and pellets of wax that I keep dropping, kind of blend in. Which might, no, it's good. You can just wipe it. It's so smooth now. Where having a old wood table was kind of hard to keep nice and clean. And you know, it's one of those things like you could clean it a million times, it doesn't look clean. Oh, I hate stuff like that. Oh, here we go. When I come online lately, I have been lighting a candle that I've made. These are little tea lights that I make at the end if I have some left over. But I am making tea lights for I have these concrete hands. It's like a sculpture, and you can put a tea light in it and burn it, and I will be making tea lights for those. But which one do I want to light? This one's greenhouse, my favorite, and this one's succulent with a little green mica in it. Greenhouse, my favorite one. Let's light it. I should cut that wick. That's kind of. This is just a real little candle, really little tea light that I'm gonna light, but it's very little because it's just like leftover wax from the rest of like whatever I have left over. Okay, we'll do this one next time. I did everything without gloves on. Whoa, sorry about that. Okay. Whoa, oh no, that was horrible. Yikes.
Okay.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I got fragrance on these vessels. Oh no. That was really dumb. I was trying to get an overhead look. That was really stupid of me. Let me see what I spilled out. Oh my gosh. Let's see what I did. Okay. Really didn't spill that much. Okay, that's okay. I feel like I I gotta see what happens with this one. I got fragrance, like, that's all fragrance. Okay, I just wanted to put it up on this thingamajiggy and like where you could watch down, but let me get that thing out of here for now. That came right down. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay, so wow. All right, everything's fine. Alrighty. I'm not gonna waste. See, I don't know if that's gonna dry because it's oil. It looks like it is, but I don't want to take a chance. We'll go right to this one. Take me 1 second to put in. Okay, it's stirring. All right. Wix, and we're back in business. I can't believe I just said that. Only I would like make a mess on a live. Well, now I know that this table it's very easy to clean up. After this, I'm gonna do some like cleaner and boom, it'll be done. Clean. Smells like cannabis, big time. I don't know how it only, it's right under a fluid ounce, like 0.98. It looks like I spilled more than that. Oh, but I add. Okay, we're good. I didn't even mix it, so at that point. Feels kind of hot. I don't like putting my fragrance in super hot. Yeah, it's like 170. I feel like maybe I'm tired and maybe I should sign off because I don't want to spill anything else or make any more messes. I hope that vessel isn't a loss. Ugh. We'll wait. And be patient. I'm so sorry. I'm not exciting. Trying. I have wax melts too that I need to make. I'm definitely gonna make the marijuana cannabis flower in everything. Because I think that one's gonna be popular. I don't know, Greenhouse and the Crystal Shop. I think I should name it the Crystal Shop. Now I'm like really considering it. But cannabis is like to the point. But I already have one named Greenhouse. The Crystal Shop. Smells like the Crystal Shop. I don't know. That's a cute name. I love that my daughter said that to me. I'm definitely gonna put it in like everything, you know, like in all my little captions about this candle or this scent, and the listing, yeah, everywhere. Let's make sure right down. Etsy sent this to me. It's the only damn thing they ever gave me for free, right? And it really is like a very hard, it's not the best, what do you call this? A tripod, a phone holdy thingy? I don't know. But there is a name for it, I can't think of it. I think it sucks. It's very hard to move. I don't know who designed it. It's not the best design. I mean, it's good if it's going to be stationary and you're not going to move it, but it really should be like more bendable. It's so hard. But I also know that you want it to stay where you want to put it. Now I can do it. You want to be above the camera. You want to have the wide. Come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do this. I think the oil on that stain might come off, but I don't want to fill an expensive candle and then have it like with a stain on it. So I'm not going to take that chance today. What's on my face? I thought I saw something there. Okay. Wait, the other way, right? That way. Okay, ready, guys? We're gonna make some candles in a second. Candles? Okay. I am messy. I'm very tired. I'm sorry. Okay, okay. Gloves. All right. Let's do this. That's it. We did it. Okay, guys. It was really fun. I'm really tired. Bring it back here. Thank you very much. It was really fun to chit chat, and thank you for the 2 people that hung out with me tonight. It means a lot. And tomorrow I will definitely put up a post or a short that shows these little candles made. So have a good night. Thank you. How do I sign out?